Hey, what's up, my darling MVPs? How are you all doing? Welcome back to Sail with me, Shirley me, where you get the gist. As it they do waiting, as it they hurt. Of course, you know there is no sleeping on a bicycle on this channel. If you snooze, you do what? You lose. Are you yet to subscribe to this channel? Or are you still sitting on a fat long thing? Kindly pause right there, subscribe, and make sure you turn on the notification bell. If not, tell me, how do you want to get the gist brewing from the cooking pot? Like, how do you want to get the gist as it hurt? So, guys, ignore the noise you'll be hearing, the background noise. Actually, it is raining here, okay? But I have to spill, I have to discuss because there is a whole lot of ranting both in the house and outside of the house right now. And the question is, dear Biggie, why did the housemate lose their wager? That was the most entertaining so far. Now, it may seem as though I am not the only one who feel this wager is actually interesting and it is worth winning. But Biggie knows what he was doing right there. Like I said in my previous video, he knows what he did to the housemate. Now, some persons are like, why is it that Biggie all this while has not failed the housemate, even when they did not cooperate previous week, but because of Ilebaye, did not really cooperate this week. Now, Biggie gave the housemate a loss. Does it mean that without Ilebaye, the housemates will not win the game? I'm like, how did people get to this one? How is it that it's because of Ilebaye or something they were just talking about? I was just laughing about it. But at the same time, when you check the previous week, you would understand that some things don't occur. You understand? And the housemate did deliver their attacks and they win. Now, why is this one different? That is the question. But people are actually putting it that it is because of Ilebaye did not participate. That is why it is like that. And meanwhile, inside the house, there's been a lot of confusion. But before we discuss that, let's see what Omoye O Maswell said. Because the inhuman Biggie decided to make a housemate and her fan base happy, isn't that wonderful? The show is already becoming clearer. Imagine the man neglecting the other housemate performance to a certain person's attitude. Make them cuckoo say, make we no waste our money votes because they already know their favorite. Now, this is an example of what I was just telling you guys, because what Omoye just said right now is what many people are saying, that it's because of Ilebaye did not participate fully on this wager, is hence the reason why they failed their wager. Do you get? But I do not think that is the reason. How can you guys reason like that? Even if that want to be the reason, how do you think Biggie would want to do like that? It's gonna scream partiality. It's gonna scream bias. Anyways, after they lost their wager, the housemates went to the house. Guys, the feeling is not something to experience, especially to the singers. White Money was not happy. White Money was not happy at all. Soma was just pacing around, walking around the house. Alex was just following him around. I was like, Soma, sit down. And he was like, he doesn't want to sit down, that he just want to be walking around. And Alex was like, okay, let's walk around together. Soma just the pace around, walking around the lounge, was just walking. White Money was so sad and he was just sitting down, and then Mercy was there trying to cheer him up and all of that. Meanwhile, Sissy had a conversation with Ike when they went out the room. She was like, I don't know if I'm going to say she's kind of feeling guilty or something because of one or two ways of the things that happened, you understand, during this week. So she was like, nobody should put the blame on her. Nobody should put the blame on her. That it is not her fault or something like that. That she has always said is that nobody should monopolize wager. That's when there is a wager, all hands should be on deck, not one person, acting like they are the only one that can handle the wager. That this kind of thing happened in the first week, and she said it that one person should not be the one to be in charge of the wager. Now it is given she is referring to White Money, because people have it that White Money carried the wager on his head. He was the only one. He did not let other people come in. So guys, do you think that is the problem? Because that is obviously not the problem. The problem is not about the performance. The problem is about how most of the housemates were laid back. They did not participate in the thingy. That is what Biggie said. He actually gave the performance an accolade, and then he called a spade a spade. I don't know if you guys get me. So people saying Ilebaye this, that Ilebaye that caused it, because Ilebaye, I do not think it is the reason. Right, the nonchalant attitude in general of the housemates is the reason. So afterwards, Venita, on the other hand, was actually moody. Adekunle was trying to talk her out, and was telling her that you would win some and lose some, But I think Doyin seeing Venita so moody and almost want to cry got her peace. Doyin was like, why would anyone want to cry after sabotaging? Why would anyone want to cry after making them lose the wager? Because Doyin now said with her future is that some of the housemates purposely wanted a loss of this wager, and it has happened, and they ended up, forming crying. That was after she has seen Venita, moody and all of that with this, wager thingy. And even Adekunle and Venita are still blaming it that there are some things that were not touched in the wager. That was the reason that they actually Biggie actually brought wedding dress for that him and Venita would have wore, blah 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 blah. So I think most of the reason why the housemates were laid back is because they did not stick to the initial plans of drama, that they wanted to act a drama. I think that drama, Venita and Adekunle would have been husband and wife. Anyways, guys, so Doyin now said that she now mentioned three housemates whom she feel that was the reason why that they purposely wanted a field for this wager. And she said Sisi, that she feel like Sisi, Ilebaye and Adekunle wanted them to lose this wager, and they have succeeded, because Sisi most of the times will not wake up from her bed from anything or do anything. Ilebaye still did the same thing, because they were like, oh, Ilebaye was singing after they lost the wager and all of that. And then now, and she was like, even Venita just came at the last minute. You understand? That was when she even started, being serious with the wager. So nobody should come and be acting holier than thou, like they actually did care if they had won this particular wager, because they did not put in any effort at all. That was what Doyin said with her full chest, though. Meanwhile, Alex, on the other hand, actually went to meet Prince when she was trying to follow Soma around, And Prince was like, there is one thing he doesn't like. It is how this housemates do something and they tend to blame other person for doing the same thing they did. As in, like, they are just playing like a knife with two sides. They will come and do something and they will be apportioning blame to someone else. After saying that, Alex went to have a conversation with Ilebaye. Alex was like telling everybody that what she did today was not fair, not involving herself in any of the tasks. And she was being asked a question, she acted like, oh, there is nothing there for me to do. And Ilebaye was telling Alex that she wanted to add drama, and she does not know why the role was not given to her. That what they wanted her to do was to mimic housemaid, and she cannot do it. And Alex was like, it is not a matter of if you can do it or not. It is not about you as a person right now. It is about the whole house. That even her herself, the role she played was not the role she wanted. She cried over it and she continued, because it is all about the house and not about individual. That she should stop, doing all of this that she's doing, putting other housemates at the detriment of herself. Alex was like, in fact, I have finished telling you what I want to tell you. This is not just fair. What you did was wrong. You can just go to bed and go and sleep, think over some of the things you do, blah, 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 blah. After Alex had that conversation with her, next thing, Ilebaye, I think the camera went off from them, but what the next thing was Ilebaye just going inside the room frowning. And then Seyi and Ike was in the room discussing about the same wager, on how unserious the housemate is. Then Ilebaye just went to bed. When Ilebaye entered the blue room, the two of them just left the blue room and started talking at the passage, you understand? So later on, the same Seyi now told Alex that he's just going to say the truth, that Alex knows how to conform bad behavior. That Alex would see people having people who has bad behavior, and she's accepting it, petting them on top of that. And when they were saying that, I'm like, many people have said this. Many people are having this narrative that Alex is giving room to all those people, all of those housemates who have, this nonchalant attitude and how they behave. I'm like, how did Alex do it? She's only trying to, kind of comfort them if they are lonely or something. But with the way they are sounding it, now Alex was not explaining to Seyi that no, that Seyi now referred to Angel. Okay, first off, Seyi said there are two housemates, you are actually promoting their bad attitude, and it is not good. I don't like that about you. And then Seyi was sitting with Pere, and Alex was like, who are the two people? And then Seyi now said Angel and Ilebaye. They would do something wrong and you'll be cheering them up. Why would you do that? Alex was like, no, like today, that she did not cheer Ilebaye up, that she actually spoke to Ilebaye. This conversation I just told you guys they had, that she actually spoke to Ilebaye to tell her that what she did was wrong, and she explained the conversation she had with Baye. But guys, these people housemates are not just happy at all. actually did feel for White Money, though. I actually did feel for him because White Money was so moody. Mercy was telling him that I'm going to appear on your music video. Do not worry, you did great. The music was not the problem, and all of that, But it is what it is. Meanwhile, while others were actually mourning downstairs, people upstairs are busy enjoying themselves, eating fried rice and chicken. Life no balance. So I'm telling you guys, life no just balance at all. Kimopa prepared fried rice, so they are eating, and Mercy had to say that, you see the food remaining upstairs here, we'll make sure we finish everything and not leave anything for the next set that will be coming up here, because when we go downstairs we're going to be facing hunger. Doyin was like, yeah, so now hunger we dey go face downstairs, we go finish everything. And Kim was like, oh, chicken is almost finished, by tomorrow they would face the beef. I'm like, oh, their own is even better. Already they've started hoarding things downstairs. Pere and Soma went to the kitchen. They wanted to cook something. Onions is not there. Of course, we all know who is the carrier of onion. It's actually Adekunle, because Soma was laughing, say, hey, Adekunle, So Pere was like telling head of house, they took onion, some things are missing already. Wetin Doyin go do? Doyin just the laugh. Some people actually did apportion blame on Doyin, that Doyin is the reason why this wage attacks did not work out well and all of that. Doyin was that she cannot flog anybody. She cannot pull anybody out by force and tell them to come and start working on their wager. And which is just the truth. I just really hope they would learn, but I don't think this housemate would. They said who wears the shoes, know where it pinches. It is only when someone else will be the head of house, now when they go understand how it feels to be neglected. That is just the truth. It is how Cross was actually, mimicking Ilebaye, how she replied Biggie that, I guess my role is a backup dancer. Cross went upstairs and was mimicking Ilebaye. They were just laughing. She was like, look at that girl, just said, I'm like, hey, Cross, you don't reach like that. So maybe say, can't like Baye again. Even Neo was even having conversation about Ilebaye, what transpired between Ilebaye and White Money again upstairs with Cross. I'm like, you don't too much. Ilebaye and him, they on our mouth now. Anyways, Adekunle handler replied after drawing mentioned Adekunle, Sisi, and Ilebaye as one of the 3 people who do not want this wager to be a success. And he said, I not even did the mood this night. I did this, yes. I did that, yes. It is what it is. I'm just telling, because people were like, do you know what the reason why don't you mention those people's name? Because they were the 3 people Biggie asked them their role specifically, because he feels they did not partake mainly in things. You understand? Coming from Tina, Baye tribe, get your IUCs. They have decided to blame it all on Ilebaye for their misfortunes. We know her name would be number 1 on nomination list come Monday. Let's be prepared to show these housemates who they are messing with. Ilebaye's fans, they feel like Ilebaye is no longer safe in that house, because everybody is trying to pinpoint like, oh, she's the reason why whatever happened, you understand? But the truth remains that, Ilebaye aside, these housemates are all to be blamed. They do not really care. They don't have respect for the HOH. They feel they are all stars and nobody gets to talk to them. But they do not do that to all housemates. Doyin's reign is the one that is the worst so far. Coming from Omelette, this came with her mouth wey be like pencil wey no get eraser. Begin enter house, go dey tell them wetin them no send am. Fine girl, I actually skipped that other word with no sense. Now every one of the housemates is now against Ilebaye. Origbo Woyiti Daru, even Biggie self, all of them. You mean all of their head is not correct? Because of Ilebaye, you mean all of their head is not correct? But do you think Kim told them something? That's why they were saying about Ilebaye's strategy. I do not think so. They were just, guessing it, All right, coming from the cutest Kimmy. Since morning, it has been Ilebaye this, Ilebaye that. Every damn storyline on that show is centered around her. The reason of the season, there is nothing to defend. Ilebaye, you are doing absolutely well. My small pepper for a reason. Anyways, talking about Ilebaye, she's actually sleeping. I think she diverse as her mama Alex don't talk to her. She actually went to bed. Later on the camera showed her when she was taking, was it tea or something? But I know she was holding a cup. By then, Sisi and Ike was discussing in their room. All I know is there is no peace in this house from henceforth, because there will be quarrels going through, because food no go day. Wait till you expect pepper body go full all of their body. Anyways, it is what it is. We are all in for that. My own is to be bringing the gist for you guys as they hurt. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I would see you guys later today, because I am going off to bed to sleep. My eyes is actually so heavy right now, but I needed to gist you this before I go to bed. I'll see you later, and do not forget I love you, because if I don't love you, waiting again. Bye for now, babies.